I'll make the motion to approve the introduction of an ordinance to amend ordinance 349 and 377
Support.
regarding their operating hours.
Support.
We have a motion and we have support. Is there any discussion?
The only thing I'm going to say is we changed the hours once before for like what hours the provisioning centers would be home, and I still feel the same way I've always felt. I don't ask 7-Eleven what their hours are, so why do I care? I just think that too much emphasis is put on that. So if they want to be able to deliver, we've not had any problems, we've not had any phone calls. So I don't mean it to sound so harsh, but I don't think that I care, because I don't ask any other business in the township what their hours are. So that's why I brought it to your attention. I said, yeah, I'll ask, no problem.
Is there any further discussion? And Madam Clerk, just to double check, does this require a roll call?
Introduction doesn't.
Very good. All in favor with an aye, please.
Aye.
Opposed with a nay. That is approved. We will now look for a resolution to approve the Metro Act application for Metro FiberNet LLC.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2605.
Yes.
Yes.
To approve the Metro Act permit for Metro FiberNet LLC.
Oh, we have a motion and we have support. Is there any discussion? Very good. Madam Clerk, a roll call vote, please.
Cook?
Aye.
Wardinski?
Yes.
Golowitz, yes. Thomas?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Taylor?
Aye.
Rowley?
Aye. Very good, thank you. Next, we will have a public hearing regarding drinking water state revolving fund. And let us open the public hearing at 7:15. Also, welcome on Todd Narla.
Yeah, I'm Todd Narla, Police and Bangor. The DWR's project plan has expired. It's good for 5 years. As part of renewing the plan, we have to bring this to the public and go through the document, or give you a brief update on it. So, previous project plan was approved in 2021. This is an update to the plan. You're required to look at 4 different alternatives. The alternative that we chose would be water system replacement or improvements outside of, and we're doing nothing, we're regionalizing, which you can't regionalize anymore than you guys are. What we're proposing in this plan for right now is a new 12-inch water main underneath the Calcon River on North Euclid to create looping. Looping gives you extra points when it comes to Eagle scoring, and it improves water quality and reliability. You don't have the dead ends on lines there. And also included is the lead service line replacement. The most recent report shows that there's 24 lead service lines within the township that should be replaced. So in the overall plan itself, we did include future projects so that you don't have to re-amend the plan every time and have another public hearing. So we have a list of projects that could potentially happen in the future. Every year when you submit for funding, you can you make the changes as long as it's in the project plan. You can request what's in there. Right now, the total that we have for requested, and just because it's requested, you're not committed to do these projects at all. What will happen is you will come back and we will give you principal forgiveness, possibly based on your scoring. So, but you have to be in the system to keep getting qualified for both state and federal money for this project. This is very similar to a capital improvement plan. So right now we have a total of $1.5 million in the plan, and this is for all the legal design, engineering, and construction. It breaks down to $937,500 for the river crossing and $562,500 for the lead service line replacements. So right now with Eagle, if you were to take all of this with no principal forgiveness, the $1.5 million on a 30-year loan at 2.75, the annual payment is $74,077 per year. Our most recent information, we have 5,092 meters, which would come out to approximately $1.21 per month if you were to take all the way for the entire year. Monthly meter cost could be reduced further depending on loan terms, interest rates, availability of any grant funding, principal forgiveness through DWSRF, and any other state or federal grants that may be available. So, like I said, for the project scopes reviewed by Eagle, and we give them preliminary scoring, and they come back and make comments and change scoring if needed. So, rough project schedule, the intent to apply was submitted in November 2025. We have to have the project plan submitted to Eagle by June 1st of this year. Eagle will start issuing a preliminary scoring and project priority list in August of this year. They will finalize their project priority list in November of this year. You would need to make the final decision in January of 2027 on if the projects are moving forward based on what their priority scoring and what they offer. Then we would be issuing final plans and specifications in May for review, with bidding taking place in June. Then MFA closing and Eagle order of approval would be August of 2027. Notice of procedure for construction will be October 2027, and complete construction in August of 2028, and then start up in September, October of 2028. Right now, we see no environmental impacts based on the two projects we have proposed. The social impacts are positive impacts despite the increased user cost. The looping said will increase system integrity, efficiencies, and reliability, and then looping itself will help with everything. So that was all I have.
I will say, working with Mr. Bartow for a number of years, he's been working to maximize our points or the scoring that we can get. So hopefully we can have maximum amount of forgiveness. Are there any questions?
I've got one question. On the social impacts, you say despite increased user costs, is that the loan?
Yes, that would be the loan.
Okay,
Yep.
that was all of that?
Yep.
Okay.
And those figures are based on
That's
no
yes,
assistance.
no principal forgiveness, no other grant funding, nothing like that.
Okay.
It's if you have a fund the entire project.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was the only one.
Yep.
Yep, thank you.
Any other questions? Comments? Statements? Todd, thank you so much. With that, we will close the public hearing at 7:20. And now we will move on to, let me make sure I get this correctly. This public hearing. And I'm sorry if I did not give it up properly. Public hearing, if anybody wanted to address or make comment on that project, now is your opportunity. Hearing none, we will move on, and we'll be looking for item G1 for the resolution to coincide with the drinking water state revolving fund.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2606, adopting final project planning document for the water system improvements.
Support.
We have a motion and we have support. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, Madam Clerk, may we have a roll call vote, please?
Wodinski?
Yes.
Rutland, yes. Thomas?
Yes.
Taylor?
Aye.
Caldwell? Cook? Rowley?
Aye. Very good, thank you. We'll move on to discussion on the notification software from GoGov.
Did everyone have a chance to watch the recorded meeting? Any questions, thoughts?
I did not watch the meeting, but I had discussions with these folks a couple of years ago. And these are, they contract with Bay County. So when you get the Bay alerts, that is actually from GoGov. So it's the same company that can do the same thing. So I've spoken to them a couple of years ago.
I really liked the program, and obviously I wanted people to sign up for it or gonna get the notifications, but I really liked how interactive it was, and that you can create different categories and people can pick if they want all notifications, certain notifications. And when they had talked about, you can even like go on the map and like highlight a street. The first thing I thought of was waste management. If like if a truck can't get down the street for the power lines now or something, we can highlight that street and push the notification out just to the area that we highlighted. So I thought that was really interesting.
Did you go looking for this, or did they come to you?
They called me.
Okay, cool.
I think because of all the comments forget about the last two mailings we did to every single home in the township, and we heard it over and over, I didn't get it, I didn't get it. This is just yet another way to communicate,
Yeah.
because we mailed it to every home. I don't know why, if people didn't get it, or if they didn't read
It's
it,
just
or,
another way to-
this is just another way to do it.
Yeah, and it can link with like our website and our Facebook. And then the other thing was the same thing with the area on the map when we have to send out the notices that something's happening within like 300 feet or whatever. And we just start to mail them out, but then we could also do a push notification like that.
I'd like to say to you what I would like to do, knowing that we have to update our website. It has to be ADA compliant, and this could be very, very expensive for us. Our website provider just purchased another company that I believe offers a similar type of system. So I think once we get into redesigning our website, let's see what offers for what we have available there. So I like this, but let's see what
And
else is there.
that's fine, I just wanted that for discussion. They did say that this would be ADA compliant, but I have reached out to Kyle and working on getting that set up to review our website and make sure. And part of that is there's ADA compliance for recording the meetings. So I want to talk to him about that. So.
And I also spoke with Kyle on that. In Washington, one of the things we're hearing, average of communities of 10,000 people and above, price tag of $15,000 to $20,000 per year to be ADA compliant. So this could be really, really expensive, and there is no assistance from state or federal. So it's another unfunded mandate. Time has been moved back, so we have some time before we have to be fully compliant. So expect some meetings with the Schumacher Group and maybe some other folks as that moves forward.
Quick question on the date that we have to be compliant by. So does that mean we could get the meetings up and running and not be compliant and not have the ADA and then do that once it is to that date instead of waiting until that date to do everything?
That's not the plan. I want to talk to Schumacher Group about what would be required for ADA compliance for individuals before we go out and buy something. I don't plan on waiting.
I got
until
you.
we get it.
Okay.
The other biggest thing is the amount of storage that we have to keep all those things. Because with the FOIA requirements, it's going to be very similar. If people look for documents, we have to provide all of that.
Right.
So we need our IT folks to work with Schumacher Group to find out exactly what it's going to take for us to be able to provide that service.
And this one looks like it's $6,280 a year. Doesn't look like there's any extra services or anything like that.
No,
Is that
that's
like that?
all,
That's
that's the
one year?
total. That includes if we need to contact them for help, support, figuring out how to create a certain message, that includes all the support.
Yes.
So I guess a question that comes to my mind, this whole, the push notifications and stuff that all this plays up like it's good stuff and stuff we ought to be working on and possibly pull the trigger on. My concern right now, and we'll maybe work on this quickly to get better, but there are aspects of our website that are dated very good, okay? And I get it, everybody's busy, we've got things to do, whatever. Is there a way to get assistance with that, to try and help that process to make sure, like, it was pretty glaring to see that our community events calendar on the website has to be events on it. And that would be the number one place of all person that goes in for a community event. Yes, they're buried in other places in the website, but it takes 3 and 4 and 5 steps to get to those. And of course, if you have the time and willingness, you can do it. But my point being is, if we're taking on possibly new stuff, and we already know we need to revamp the website and bring it to be ADA compliant, and maybe a lot of other things, but I think part of that also be an understanding of how we're going to service this thing.
Absolutely. We can put together a committee and work with the Schumacher Group that runs it.
And I'd be happy to be involved in this finally going to understand that that's the time. It's important.
Any other discussion on this? And once again, I'd also invite everyone to reach out to the county to see that their successes with that. All right, unless there's anything else, we can move on to the next item, which is a cleaning program for the township offices and the hall. I'll just leave this out. Actually, Tim, do you want to discuss this really quickly?
If you have any questions, I will. So I sent out to 5 different companies for cleaning the offices once a week, and doing our rental halls on the weekend. Right now, we're putting a lot on heat. Back with me, one of them finally came back and said, no, we can't do it, it's not often enough and stuff. Roman Building Services did come back and say, yes, we'd be happy to do it. It's $599 a month for cleaning on Fridays, every Friday for the month. That comes out to $7,188 a year approximately, or $138 per week for the cleaning. Right now, we are paying a part-time person who's doing about 4 or 5 hours a week who does the offices. It'd be a little bit more expensive, but yeah, once again, we're not going to have this employee forever. I'm just waiting for him. He's doing a great job. I have no complaints with him, but he took the job over at Monitor Township as their deputy clerk, so I'm sure at some point he's going to say, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. And I had a discussion with him the other day about that. The main thing I'm looking at doing is getting somebody on board for our weekend rentals. So for the hall, whenever the hall cleaning needs to be done, which once again, it's only if it's running out more than once, on a Friday or Saturday, where they have to come in between the rentals to clean it. If they're not needed, we don't call them in for that weekend. That costs $150 for the rental hall, and for the community room out back is $50 for the cleaning. Like I said, I couldn't figure out for you an average per month. That's when I really like to get going on now and keep the employee we have doing his job. They say he's doing a great job. We have no complaints. Just trying to look to the future and come up with a more efficient way to take care of some of this stuff.
Would they be willing to report back if somebody violated our rules over there as far as, you know, we have this beautiful new hall, I don't want to see it ruined with tape and...
We have a form that we leave on the counter there right now that the renters fill out,
Okay.
that everything was the way it should have been when they come in, and then our cleaning person fills it out when they leave.
Okay.
I'm sure they'd be happy to do that, it's just more check marks than anything.
Okay.
But yes, that is a good question for me to verify with that.
Ms. Mark, the workload specific to a large rental hall, that's $150 that they're gonna do that for?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's a good sized hall, I mean.
Yeah, I can't fathom that being the amount.
Now that's per cleaning.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
not
no,
a-
that's
Yeah.
a good price. I mean, I'm looking at the workload.
Yeah, if you look through
Having
the,
done that for years. Wow.
When our guy goes in and cleans it, how long does it typically take him?
I pay him 2 hours no matter what, so if he comes in here and the renters did everything they were supposed to do, he shouldn't be here more than a half an hour, 45 minutes. So then when he does, he goes down, checks our bathrooms, park, and stuff like that. But we pay them minimum 2 hours each time they have to come in.
Would they use our floor machine or would they rent their own?
I haven't talked to him through that part yet. I want to see if there's any interest in me proceeding forward with this, before I get too involved with it.
My concern is the current employee. You can't go camping on the weekend, you can't do this, you can't make plans because you might have hall rentals. And I can go back all the way to the beginning. When I started, I thought that was terrible. It's like, you know, and back then, that employee was under a union contract. So I just don't think it's right that they can't make plans and they're always on call every weekend. I mean, they need a life too. So
Yeah,
that's I'd like to see them not have to worry about it on the weekend.
The other thing with this is, let's say that he says, hey, I'm not going out of town this weekend, I'd just as soon do it. Not a problem, we won't hire the service, you know. I want to give him place so that he's not being burdened every single week.
So we can use this service
We can
as
use it,
needed.
that's what I was gonna say, sporadically, and they're okay with that.
My understanding is, yes.
Well, knowing
And
that-
it may have to be that they say, well, for us to do the weekend cleans, then we need to pick up your Friday clean. The other thing about this company is they also perform carpet cleaning too, and they were right in the ballpark of what we've been paying for the carpet cleaning going forward. So it'd be a general routine for them every 3 months. They clean all the carpets when they were here, so that would be one less company we have to bring in for that service.
Knowing that this is a thank you for the initial work. I think it's appropriate to dig a little further and find out what we're looking at. Maybe open up an RFP for some others. So I think it would be appropriate to have a motion to have the building official do a deeper dive into this.
I'd like a motion to have our building official do a deeper dive into RBS for cleaning services.
Support.
Is there any discussion?
Did I hear RFP?
Could lead to an RFP.
Do I need to include that, or we can do that later?
If all we're doing is investigating, we can get that, and then we'll go for a bond for the board support for the RFP.
Okay.
Any further discussion? All in favor with an aye, please?
Aye.
Opposed with a nay? Tim, thank you. We got some more work for you. Next thing we have is a funding pass-through agreement with for the Cacall River Flood Control Project. I know we've been talking about this for many, many years. So with this project, the Bay County commissioners have allocated $350,000 for this project. The Bay County Commission, or Bay County, cannot direct that money directly to Bangor Township. They can direct it towards the Bay County Road Commission, who can in turn direct it towards us, who's the fiduciary on the project. So it's a long, drawn-out, dumb way of government inefficiency, but this allows us to have the $350,000 here so we can be the fiduciary to pay the folks that have already begun work on this project. That's the long and the short of this in the background.
Do we need a motion?
We do.
I'll make a motion to approve the funding pass-through agreement for the Cacall River Flood Control Project.
Support. Is there any discussion?
And that will be done this year?
We hope it will be done.
Yes, because I thought I heard something where it was able to attend the meeting, because you, or if we don't use it, by the vendor or something.
Yeah.
or-
The amount of money that has already been used up, or going to be used up, is mostly going towards engineering services, survey work. So they have already completed that work, and they are already in excess of $300,000 probably. So the money's already there, the bills have already been arriving, we just don't have any means to pay the bills, and the contractors are getting a little cranky, which I can understand. So yes, all of the $350,000 from the county will be spent.
Can we add $350,000 to the motion?
Absolutely.
So.
Do you want me to redo the
Years
motion?
from now, if we look at this and go, what is this? Yeah, if you don't mind, I'll
Okay.
just add in the amount of 350.
Okay, just a second.
That's the
Still
way
second.
the road commission.
Okay.
Still second?
Gives the dollar amount.
We have an amended motion, we have a second. Is there any further discussion? Madam Clerk, a roll call vote, please.
Thomas?
Yes.
Taylor?
Aye.
Caldwell? Aye. Cook?
Aye.
Bordinsky?
Yes.
Golowitz, yes. Valerie?
Aye.
Thank you.
Very good, thank you. And now we'll be moving on to the approval of marijuana renewal permits. And you have a list of those in your packet.
I'll make the motion to approve the renewal of the medical and adult use marijuana permits effective July 1st, 26th through June.
We have a motion, we have support. Is there any discussion?
Is this all?
Okay, no, I have one other, this is it, except for one other company that has 2 grows.
Okay.
He reached out to me, and I told him as long as he paid by the end of May, then we could get him on the June agenda before his permit expired. But that's it, everybody else has canceled.
It seems like there's more.
There's a lot.
It's on this list.
No, well, there are, but a lot of them, they're not renewing, so they're
I see.
gone.
There's a lot of empty buildings, and I'll say there is only 6 retailers on here. We benefited so much
Yeah,
from having a good large piece of the pie from this industry. But there is now only 6.
Yes,
So
we only get the money for the
So when
retail.
we look at all the good things
Yeah.
that we did with the fire department, with roads, with
Yeah.
water, all of that money that come in, that slice of the pie is now only being distributed by 6. So when we did our budget, I believe we figured
Half a million?
400,000?
500,000, and we've got like 430 or
So
something.
that is where we hear, what are you doing with all that marijuana money? Well, it's not what it used to be.
Well, in the $5,000 we get for this, in the budget, whenever I give you those recap sheets, I color code the revenue and match it up to the expense. That's the road control. So that's how we've always done it, is we get the 5,000 renewal, and then that covers our road control. So,
I would be curious too, the vacant marijuana properties, whether the retail or grow, tax-paying entities still, right? I mean, you're still paying property taxes. Yeah, okay.
we've actually had 2 people call recently on 2 different vacant parcels, or 2 different parcels that they didn't renew, that they want to come in. So we sent them the applications. I'm not sure if they've reached back out to you, but we've sent the applications out, and
Other retail marijuana
Mhm.
about.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're gonna do anything with it, but I know they've called, and, I gave them the information that we needed.
There is still interest. The model has just changed to Lafayette. The state taxation of this industry has changed dramatically, and I don't think the state is receiving the revenue that they have thought, and they use that to balance their budget and provide money for roads. So
25%.
I think it's 24%.
Much like anything else, they separate the market and then they kind of figure out what they can and can't make, and this is probably more what we're gonna be looking at, in my opinion, probably more like this from now on, just like anything else, so.
Well, I think when we started, I did the spreadsheet, and I forgot to bring it in here, of course. I think when we started, we had like 69 permits, and now you can see we don't have 69 permits, we're at like 20 something. So it's just,
It was a fun ride. We paved a lot of
Some
roads.
people-
We got a lot of good stuff.
some people paid for 3 years in a row and never opened, so I have no idea about
No.
it.
Yeah, thanks for the
There's
information.
information, I don't know why, but.
Property values up,
Yeah.
so it was a good ride. But right now, this is what we have. So we have a motion, we have support. Any further discussion? All in favor with an aye, please?
Aye.
Opposed with a nay? That is approved, and I have run out of new business. So at this point, I will open up the floor for public input.
Sorry, he is a personal.
No, sorry, it's your meeting.
Do I need to sign it again? Rick Hebner. I want to thank Trustee Thomas for coming out and paying me a visit at my property after our discussion in the January board meeting. I really appreciate your time. Thank you for allowing me the time this evening, and thank you for what you
Thanks
do.
for coming.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I think I'm going to start coming to these a lot more, you guys. This is fun. I just have a question in regards to the Bangor Township officer that will be at the schools. Would that also include then the private schools that are in the area as well?
Okay.
Correct.
And I apologize, I did not give my pastors public input. It's usually your opportunity to address the board. It's kind of a one-way
Oh,
street.
just
We would be more than happy to answer questions after the meeting or
Okay.
anytime during regular hours.
Okay.
I was gonna say, stick around for a few minutes so you can
Yeah,
get those kind of.
thank you.
Not a
You're
bad.
welcome.
I saw your hand waving, but we just,
And I'm like,
we
can I
can't
ask a
really do
question?
that, yeah.
How does this work?
I wasn't sure how to tell you that, it's like, oh, hold on.
My name is Marty Murphy. I live at 45 River Trail Drive. I'm glad that you're going to update the website for ADA compliant, but user friendly it's not. I mean, we got the front page with 3 years old pictures. And then also, I'm concerned about the deputy being assigned to Bangor Township Schools. Is this the first time a new officer being assigned there? And why do they need an officer at school? I don't think police officers should be inside public schools or any school. It's not going to be a good outcome. So later, someone could tell me why we need a police officer for a deputy in the Bangor Township schools. Is there a drug problem? Is there an alcohol problem, a violence problem, truancy? I mean, why would we need a a police officer there. So it's just not going to be, see a police officer handcuff, a 9-year-old kid or whatever, that's not going to be good. So I'm concerned about that, and I hope that we update the website to its user friendly, so if I want to look up a ordinance, I can find it, or maybe come in from the meetings that plan. Now it's not, it's just like, you have to put it up there 4 years ago and said, thanks a lot, bye-bye. That should be a good tool to inform the public what's going on. We can get these minutes, or we can get when someone comes and presents something to you, you can get that information, so that everyone can get it. Now you can, it's just not even a paper.
Thank you. Anyone else? Public input going once, public input going twice. We'll close public input, and a couple announcements. The Zoning Board of Appeals will be meeting on May the 19th at 6 p.m. The administrative offices will be closed on May the 25th in honor of Memorial Day. Please look out for a schedule on services in our area. Planning Commission will be meeting on May the 27th at 6 p.m. Unless there is any other announcements, I'd let the most popular one of the evening at 7:44.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor with an aye, please?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned. Thank you.